I love cooking with herbs, and I often buy them at the grocery store, either fresh or in jars. But I am here with Jessie at Tonkadale, and she is going to teach me how to grow my own herbs so I can have them basically on demand, like on demand TV, except for on demand herbs.
Streaming herbs.
Streaming herbs. So we're going to talk about that right now. So tell me, actually, I have to give you a little warning. I can't actually really grow things except for children. So am I going to be able to grow herbs in my own home?
I think you can do it.
Okay.
So the one thing we should remember is that gardening is a process. So it's not going to be permanent and forever, right? So you might have to change things out. There's a little bit of maintenance. If it dies, it's okay.
So I use it, and that's fine because it lived its life and it did its
good.
job.
It served its purpose.
Yes, okay.
There are stores to get new ones.
Yes, okay.
Anyway, in the wintertime, it's difficult to grow all herbs indoors. But what we can do is we can just kind of start with a nice assortment of kind of tough things, you know, hardy things to grow inside.
I think that's actually really great. Like hardy, so hardy, what are and I'm guessing those are maybe most of the go-tos, right?
I would say, yeah. So, you know, you're gonna have to be a little careful because herbs like well-drained soil. They don't like to be moist all the time. They can succumb to powdery mildew and things if there's too much moisture and humidity.
Okay.
So you want, you know, bright light, good drainage.
So bright light, good drainage,
a good temperature.
Okay.
Not too drafty, etc. So, you know, you want to pick what you're going to use because, you know, then as you use them, it kind of helps with the maintenance and things like that. So if you're using your rosemary, you're trimming it and using it, and that helps make it fluff up nice and full again. So as you're cutting the herbs, it's good for them because it kind of rejuvenates them and they put out new leaves.
So using my herbs actually promotes growth?
Definitely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you've got basically here just a colander with this liner, and of course it has holes, so when you water it, it's going to leak. So even just a cute plate underneath would be great.
Yeah.
So I want to plant, I like to cook a lot of Italian things at home, even though I'm not Italian, but I like to make pastas and things. And so help me put together an assortment that would be easy for me to grow and I would be able to use all the time in this container.
Sure. So I think what we'll start with is parsley, thyme, and oregano. They're good friends with each other.
Friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, when you're planting your container, also you want to kind of think of the aesthetics. So a lot of time when we're planting a container of any sort, you want, you know, something tall, which would be your parsley, and something trailing. Your thyme's going to kind of creep and trail, and so is your oregano. So you kind of have a nice assortment. So you have high, medium, and low, and some different foliage sizes, shapes.
That looks pretty together, and it actually smells amazing.
It does. So just regular potting soil is good for herbs. Again, they like well-drained soil, so regular potting soil with peat moss.
It's not just soil, it's got a mixture, but it's just the potting soil, standard potting soil. So I put enough in to just cover the plants?
Yeah, maybe about 3/4 of the way full.
Okay.
You forgot your gloves. You're going en natural today?
Yeah, I'm going rogue.
Okay.
It's rogue planting happening right here. Okay, so I've got that, so then I just basically
you're gonna have to give it a spank.
Spanking is okay with plants. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in, and Jessie's gonna help me make it perfect. Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Okay.
And I'm loosening.
You can tear off some of those roots if they get in the way.
Okay. Okay, this actually makes me really happy right now. Yeah. And my name is Happy, but this makes me happy because it looks pretty, it smells pretty, and I'm going to be able to cook for my family with this.
Yeah.
One thing I like to do, I've done it before with herbs that I've actually bought fresh at the store, but I'll snip, if your plant is growing really well and you want to, you can snip it and then put in an ice cube tray, like put some olive oil and then put the little clippings from it and freeze those and then use them later. So that's something I've done with herbs I bought from the store, but now
I mean, throw them away.
Because I'm going to actually flourish this little plant. It's going to be just bountiful, and I'm going to be able to use those and actually freeze and preserve herbs. What else? But what about growing herbs outside in the summertime?
So kind of transitioning from inside to outside, I like to do herbs in containers outside personally, because when you put herbs in the ground, some of the perennial herbs are very aggressive in the ground. So say you planted mint or oregano, it just goes crazy. It's just too much. So if you plant them in a container, they kind of stay contained. You know, they do die at the end of summer, but you know, it's good to start fresh, right?
Again, you've used them. You've used them for the whole summer.
You've used them, you've cooked with them, you've enjoyed them. So that's good. So when you're moving outside, you know, you can take some of the herbs that you had inside and replant them into a larger container because they're going to grow faster with warmer weather, more sunshine, etc. So I chose this big container because what I thought would be kind of neat to do is like plant maybe a tomato plant in the middle that's going to be nice and tall, and then you have some herbs kind of around the bottom, so it's kind of multi-purpose and interesting at the same time.
Yeah, I like that idea because so actually I have a question. Would a tomato plant and herbs fit in this container? Is it big enough for it?
Yeah, I think by the end of summer the tomato might be larger, but you'd want to choose a tomato with a smaller growth habit, like a determinate tomato. So those are the ones that grow, stop growing, produce, and then they're done. You know, the indeterminate tomatoes, they go on and on and on and on and on.
What I like about this also is what an amazing gift to give like a new homeowner, or so a tomato plant and then also herbs around it. It's like your own little Italian garden, honestly.
Sure, yeah. And again, when you're going outside with this, you want to make sure you have a drainage, so you drill a hole in the bottom.
Okay.
Regular potting soil.
How about sunlight? How much sunlight do we need?
Lots of sun. Outside herbs need as much sun as you can give them. 4 to 6 hours or more is best. They like it nice and hot.
How much can I cut off to actually use for my cooking with still maintaining the integrity of the plant so it can continue growing?
Sure. I mean, the basic idea would be to leave some leaves so they can still gather sunlight, etc. So you don't have to be super gentle. You can really kind of go in there and just snip what you need. You know, something.
That's a lot of parsley right there.
Yeah. So you can see that there's still a lot of leaves left, so they can still collect sunlight and grow. You know, something like that's trailing or has arms like oregano, you just kind of go down. You can kind of selectively choose
which looks best.
Yeah, if you need to make it, you know, you want to make it shapely. Yeah, don't be afraid. And again, as you cut back the herbs, that helps them branch out and grow thicker. So wherever there was one stem, where you cut, 2 stems come out.
Yes,
So
it's sort of like with annuals. I mean,
Exactly.
honestly, yes, when you take them down, then they grow more. Thank you so much for all of your help today. I'm ready to cook for my family now, which is fun. So to learn more about what we've talked about today, visit our website.